Good morning, everybody. Mark Finan here in the home weather office. It's Friday morning. It's the 15th day of November, 2024, and this is the morning briefing. From the home weather office, as I look out the window here, it is cloudy, but it is dry. We are still getting some light snow in the Sierra, and we still have chain controls at this hour on Interstate 80, Highway 50, as well as Highway 88. Those will likely come down later on today as the snow showers will be decreasing. I'll show you more on that. And we'll talk about the weekend, but also look ahead to the potential for an interesting pattern for next week as well. But first, let's start with what is going on this morning. And now I'm going on to the Caltrans website here, and this might be a little clumsy going through it, but I'm going to be able to show you a couple of snapshots of what's going on in the Sierra. So this is at Soda Springs here, and as you can see up here at over 6,000 feet, 6,600 feet, we have snow on the roads. Plenty of snow up there. And let's see, let's go over to Kingvale, and we'll be able to see the same thing, that we have snow-covered roads here, and that's why we have the chain controls. If you go down toward the Truckee area, you'll see that the snow is a lot just kind of slushier on the side of the road, and here's where trucks are maybe waiting for the chain controls to be lifted, or they're putting chains on. So the snow level has been up around 5,000 feet. That's where we've seen the best snow. Let's go down here to the Whitmore grade. And as you can see here, this is around 5,000 feet. There's snow on the trees. Looks like the clouds are breaking up a little bit, but the road looks like it's in pretty good shape. And then farther down the hill, actually, let's go to Highway 50. I'll just scroll down here to Highway 50. And if you look at Twin Bridges here, where the chain control point is, right here, you can see there we still have chain controls. This is where you pull off in Twin Bridges to put on chains or take them off. But if you go farther down the hill, so yesterday we were looking at where the snow level might be. I thought there may be a little bit of maybe a dusting down to 4,000 feet. And this is the way it looks in Pollock Pines. And as you can see, yeah, there may have been some snow that fell, but you're really not seeing snow on the ground. Let's see if we can get Riverton up here. But I think up here we have Wrights Lake that's available. Wrights Lake's a little bit higher. Nope, that's all the way up to Twin Bridges. Actually, it says it's Wrights Lake. Doesn't look like Wrights Lake to me. Either way, as you can see, farther up the hill, around 5,000 feet or so, that's where we started getting the best snow. All of that will be decreasing as we go through the day today. Let's switch over to the satellite and show you what's happening this morning. The best part of the low is now circulating off to our east. You can see it here, but on the back side of it, we'll get that flow that'll come down the Sierra, keeping us in perhaps a few snow showers today. The valley already clearing out, but areas along the west slope, and especially up the hill from Highway 49, those areas will be slower to clear out. Whereas on the west side of the valley, and even around Sacramento and toward Tracy, we will see a fair amount of sunshine, but boy, it is going to be a cool day. If you kind of look closely here at the satellite, you can just see how the flow is coming down from the north. So you have the low spinning around here. The flow coming down from the north behind it is going to keep us in that colder air. Let's see, is this the right one? Yeah, I wanted to show you the HRRR for today. And what you'll see here is that there'll be some snow showers here, especially this afternoon in the Sierra. Light accumulations at best. And while there may be some areas of some snow on the roads, I think you'll find better travel conditions this afternoon and this evening than what we're going to have right now with the chain controls. I would expect the chain controls to likely get lifted as we go through these morning hours. And by the time you're reading this or hearing this, the chain controls may already be lifted. And that'll leave us dry and clear as we head through the weekend. All right, let's talk about the potential for an interesting pattern for next week. And for that, we'll get into the 500 millibar chart. And here's that deep trough going by right now. And here's that cold flow that'll make for a chilly day today and a cold start to tomorrow morning, with many areas down in the 30s. For those of you that have early morning things to do on Saturday, let's say you like to get out for a bike ride or a run, or if you have an early morning soccer game, yeah, it's going to be chilly on Saturday morning, but the rest of the day will turn out to be quite nice. All right, let's get into, that's a passing system goes by on Sunday night, Monday, but it's this pattern right here that sets up next week. This is around Tuesday night and into Wednesday. So we have a low up here, and then just look at this flow that comes off the Pacific. This is really nice if you want some rain. And it looks as though, however, that this is going to stay just off to our north, and this is a nice persistent pattern. And for that, I want to illustrate that with the precipitable water across the Pacific, because right now these models are indicating that we have a potential atmospheric river event that could really impact Oregon and maybe the northern part of California. How far south it comes remains to be seen. So this is a nice slog of moisture going by to our north over the weekend, but it's this pattern setting up here. All right, this is Wednesday morning. Here is that low that I showed you on the 500 millibar chart, and then here is this tap of moisture. Watch what happens over the next couple of days, how that moisture stays focused on this area in the northern part of California and southern Oregon. That's a classic atmospheric river sort of event. This is getting into Thursday, so it's gone on for more than 24 hours. Now we're going on 48 hours. This is into Friday night. And then this is into Saturday when it finally breaks down and maybe brings some rain our way. But if I back that up, you can just see how persistent that area right there is. And that's how you get a lot of rain in a short period of time. Like I said, a classic atmospheric river sort of event, because not only do you have the 500 millibar flow as well as the other levels of the atmosphere focused in one direction, but you also have moisture tapped into it, and so that's the combination you need to get a lot of rain. Let me just switch sectors here. I'm going to go to the Pacific sector here, and then I'm going to go to total precip accumulation, and I'm going to back this up a little bit. All right. So now let's take a look at how much rain we may be seeing here. And I just want to show how this is going to accumulate. This is picking it up around midday on Monday. And as we go through, just watch up here and watch how the numbers start to explode. This is Wednesday. The rain is starting here to the north. And notice the gradient between areas like Chico that have a trace of rain by that time, Redding that has 1/10 of an inch, and up on the north coast, there's more than 2.5 inches of rain. And then we go through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, into Sunday. Now these areas highlighted in gray have more than 10 inches of rain. You come down to Crescent City, we're talking 7 inches of rain, and farther south, it really drops off. It does bring some nice rain to the areas around Redding, a couple of inches, but toward Chico, you're at 1/2 inch and maybe less than 1/2 inch of rain in Sacramento. Now, one of the things I want to point out here is that what I just showed you is the 6Z run. So it's just one run of a model, but it does have, if it comes true, it has the potential to bring a lot of rain to one area, and that would be Oregon as well as the northern part of California, especially the northwest coast. With these atmospheric rivers, especially looking at them 4 or 5 days out, exactly where they set up can be tricky. And as you saw with those rainfall totals, well, if it comes a little farther south, then we get some of that heavier rain in our area. If it goes a little farther north, then Oregon gets more of the rain and Crescent City doesn't get it. And if that pattern doesn't come together, then this all doesn't mean anything. But it's an interesting pattern to keep our eye on as we head into next week, because there could be flooding on the Oregon coast if this comes true. And the Oregon coast is usually used to dealing with things like this. It drains pretty well, let's put it that way. But we could see a lot of rain in a short period of time for the middle and end of next week. So a possible AR event impacting the West Coast next week. We'll keep an eye on that. In the meantime, it is Friday, heading into the weekend. I hope you have a great weekend. Make it a great day. I'll talk with you later.